Chapter 400. The Great Silent Swan. All right then, prepare yourselves and be ready to go out at any time. Seeing that the two were confident, Kang Chia sighed in relief and said in a deep voice. A few moments later, as Brahma Heart and Little Gold's essence was raised to its peak, Kang Chia immediately transmitted his voice to Elder Heavenly Worker. Elder, you may begin. As soon as the words fell, Elder Heavenly Worker, who had already been prepared, immediately formed a triple talent formation, along with 1,000 birches from the 100 Flower sect, and the strongest members of the 10,000 Buddhist sect, trapping the 3 devilish Taoist powerhouses. The Heavenly Tao sect, 100 Flowers sect, and 10,000 Buddhist sect had always been in an alliance, and as allies, they naturally had some joint moves to defend each other. This combined attack formation was created by the 3 sects' strongest members, and all of the 3 sects' strongest members knew it. Using the triple talent formation, gathering the strength of 3 people to forcefully trap the 3 Devil Tao powerhouses. This kind of tactic was very powerful, and no matter how powerful those 3 Devil Tao powerhouses were, they would not be able to escape right away. Old pitiful Heavenly Worker, you are also underestimating us too much. With this means, at most, we will be trapped for 10 breaths of time. The black-robed old man from the demon sect snorted coldly. At the same time, he also joined forces with the yellow-clothed man from the Hall of 10,000 Demons, as well as the green-skirted **** man from the poison sect, to jointly bombard the 3 Tiagong elders. Under their constant bombardment, this 3 talents formation was in a precarious position, as if it was about to collapse at any moment. However, Elder Tiagong didn't care as he laughed coldly. I just want to trap you all for 10 breaths of time. Looking at the puzzled faces of the 3 strongest members of the Devil Tao, he was extremely pleased. Boom, right at this moment, the door to the Dawnbreaker Immortal Mansion opened steeply, and the thick spiritual aura poured out. Elder Tiagong's eyes instantly lit up, and he hurriedly shouted, "Quickly go in." Saying this, he was the first to rush towards the dawn-breaking Immortal Mansion. The Wonfo sect powerhouses and 1,000 birch of the 100 Flower sect also hurriedly followed when they saw this. This time, the 3 strongest members of the Devil Tao instantly understood the original reason, and the black-robed old man angrily shouted, "Quickly stop them." He was very clear that once the 3 Heavenly Worker Elders were allowed to enter the dawn-breaking Immortal Mansion, then they would not be able to capture the dawn-breaking Immortal Mansion again. Regarding this reasoning, the yellow-clothed man from the 10,000 Demons Hall and the green-skirted **** man from the poison sect were both very clear about this, and they hurriedly executed heavenly means to attack Elder Skywalker, and the others with all their might, preventing them from entering the dawn-breaking Immortal Mansion. At this time, the 2 sides were completely at a stalemate, and although the Heavenly Worker Elder and the others had the upper hand, it was difficult for them to enter the dawn-breaking Immortal Mansion in a short period of time. And right at this moment, within the Immortal Mansion, the light in Kang Chia's eyes was so bright that he fiercely shouted, "Quickly go." As his words fell, Little Gold and Brahma Heart rushed out of the Immortal Mansion at the same time, and as soon as they were out of the Immortal Mansion, they hurriedly flew towards the outside of the 9 Heavens Illusion Realm. As long as they left the 9 Heavens Illusion Realm, they would be able to perform an instantaneous transfer to leave. By that time, unless the 6 Harmonization Stage Seal King powerhouses were willing to abandon the dawn-breaking Immortal Mansion to chase after them, they could only watch with dry eyes as Zijin and the others left. However, Kang Chia had still underestimated the power of the Conjunction Stage Seal King powerhouses. When the black-robed old man from the Devil Sect saw Zijin and Fan Din, who had suddenly rushed out of the Broken Dawn Immortal Mansion, although he didn't know who they were, he still took advantage of the slightest gap and struck out an attack. This scene saw Kang Chia within the Immortal Mansion incomparably worried, and couldn't help but yell, "Be careful." Before the words fell, the whirring on Kang Chon's face disappeared, because this attack of the black-robed old man was easily blocked by Zijin, and Zijin took advantage of the recoil to rush out of the Nine Heavens Mirage realm in one fell swoop. And then he turned back to look at the Broken Dawn Immortal Mansion and directly tore through the space and instantly traveled away. This scene shocked the 6 harmonization stage seal kings beyond measure. The black-robed old man even roared, "How is that possible? Who is that brat?" Although the square was just a random strike from him, but he was still a conjunction stage seal king powerhouse anyways. Even if it was just a random strike, even a peak conjunction stage powerhouse would find it difficult to block it, whereas Zijin blocked it with ease. Elder Jiagong was also very shocked. He naturally knew Zijin, but he didn't expect Zijin to be so strong. His heart couldn't help but be appalled. This little monkey is Kang Chon's spirit pet. When did it become so strong? A peak harmonization stage powerhouse is just like that. Compared to the shock of the 6 conjunction stage seal king powerhouses, Kang Chia within the Immortal Mansion was very calm. At this moment, Little Gold was comparable to a greater perfection powerhouse of the split divinity stage, and his strength was even 1 point stronger than that of a peak conjunction stage powerhouse. Although Little Gold was still not a match for a combined stage seal king powerhouse, it was still easy to block a random strike from a combined stage seal king powerhouse. This was also the reason why Kang Chia was relieved that Little Gold had left. "Little fellow from the 10,000 Buddha sect, do you want to leave as well?" Outside the Immortal Mansion, the black-robed old man's angry roar was violently heard. Kang Chia instantly sniffed and looked over, and the next moment his face was filled with worrying, because Brahma's speed was no match for Little Gold. After Little Gold left the Nine Heavens Mirage realm, Brahma had only just rushed out of the Broken Dawn Immortal Mansion far away. At this time, the black-robed old man, who was infuriated, completely vented his anger on Brahma. He forcefully shook back the Heavenly Worker Elder and blasted out a brilliant pillar of light with a single punch, directly bombarding towards Brahma. Looking at the shocking demonic aura contained in that pillar of light, if he was hit, even the peak of the harmonization stage would have to be seriously injured, not to mention Brahma, who did not have the same powerful strength as Little Gold. Kang Chon's heart immediately seized up. He couldn't help but curse the Heavenly Worker Elder for being a waste of space. That he was easily shaken back by the black-robed old man, but in the next moment he understood why. It was because this old fellow, the Heavenly Worker Elder, had deliberately been shaken back by the black-robed elder, and he had taken advantage of such an opportunity to rush towards the Broken Dawn Immortal Mansion, clearly wanting to enter the Immortal Mansion first. Where would Kang Tia let him have his way? As early as when Fan Din and Zijin from the Immortal Mansion, they were preparing to close the Immortal Mansion, and at this moment, when they saw the rushing elder Heavenly Worker, they immediately catalyzed the formation to close the Immortal Mansion. Kang Tia ... Seeing the closed Immortal Mansion gate, the Heavenly Worker Elder was first stunned, and then immediately understood that he had been tricked by the Kang Heaven, and was immediately enraged as he roared and blasted towards the dawn-breaking Immortal Mansion. "Elder Jiagong, you dare to make a move against me? Think there is no one in my law enforcement lineage?" Seeing the infuriated Elder Jiagong preparing to strike at the Broken Dawn Immortal Mansion, Kang Chia immediately transmitted his voice over and said coldly, as early as the beginning of the plan, he wasn't afraid of Elder Jiagong, because he believed that Elder Jiagong wouldn't dare to kill him, at least without the nod of his master, Elder Law Enforcement. The entire Heavenly Dao sect, including the Patriarch, wouldn't dare to kill him. Kang Chia was very clear about the might of the Law Enforcement Elder. As expected, after hearing Kang Chon's voice transmission, Elder Jiagong immediately stopped. A trace of scorn flashed in his eyes. As the Heavenly Dao sect sealed elder, he had almost witnessed elder law enforcement's might. One must know that the law enforcement elders were prestigious throughout the entire Flood continent. Apart from the scattered immortals and the Mahayana stage powerhouses, it was the law enforcement elders who were the most powerful at this level. The elder of law enforcement and the elder of cultivation, as well as the North Underworld Hallmaster and the 4 devil Buddhas, were known as the strongest existences under the Mahayana stage, and this was not a matter of lip service, but rather they relied on their strengths to fight it out. Moreover, the elder of law enforcement held the power of law enforcement of the Heavenly Tao sect, and had the power of first deciding. He was almost second only to the existence of the Heavenly Tao sect's patriarch. And for such a strong person, the Heavenly Worker Elder naturally didn't dare to offend. So he hesitated. He knew that Kang Chia was a personal disciple that the law enforcement elder cared very much about. Why would he know? To be able to make the law enforcement elder make an exception to accept another disciple, coupled with the talent that Kang Chia had shown, even a fool would know how much the law enforcement elder cared about Kang Chia, tiny disciple of the 10,000 Buddha sect, also wanting to escape in front of me. If I don't kill you today, what face would I have? Humph. Outside the Broken Dawn immortal mansion, the black-robed elder of the devil sect was filled with anger. His backhand was towards Van Din to suppress him. The majestic true essence fluctuation made the whole space boiling. The boundless devilish aura, stirring in the whole heaven and earth. The black-robed old man's heart was filled with rage, wanting him to be emerging stage, sealing King Powerhouse. But even by a small righteous disciple to escape, if this spreads out, where he still have the face to see people. And just at this time, from the Broken Dawn immortal mansion, rushed out of the Brahma heart, just happened to choose to pass by him again. How can this not let him anger? Simply hate to gnash his teeth.